And there we go. Hey, everybody. Friendos. Hi, friendos. Hello, friendos.
Hello,
Steve
friendos.
here.
Larson, too.
Yeah, and welcome back to Ask Steve and Larson. That is not the way to begin a show with a heavy, deep fart sigh like that. Yeah, you got a beer with you.
Some days you get what you get,
You
man.
got nothing to complain about. What do you got a beer with you, so you should be happy. I got coffee.
Many I drink the beer, so I feel like I don't have anything to complain about.
You sound like a Vietnam vet right now. You sound like John Rambo, except without all the killing and stuff.
Yeah, I've never killed anybody.
Like in the first Rambo, when he was like,
He didn't really kill that
he
many
was just
people
like
in that
defending
one.
himself in that one.
Yeah, man.
Anyways,
The other ones, he was just wantonly killing everybody.
yeah, like he was having fun doing it. Christopher Rappersott. This is Ask Stephen Larson, by the way. No wrestling questions.
None.
How was your Halloween and what you did?
It was fine. Just took the kids trick-or-treating.
What
We
you
ran to
did?
some friends, a street not too far from our street. Just did the loop. They got each a huge bucket full of candy that will probably never be completely eaten.
I kind of feel like less people are trick-or-treating, and yet the parents, the adults giving out the candy over-anticipate, and so they're just like, yeah, take as much as
Well,
you want.
in the neighborhood we went trick-or-treating, which isn't too far from our own, it's like 2 streets down. We know some people who live on that street, and they seemingly know everybody that lives on that street. So I found out, because we did the same thing last year just by ourselves, and there's hardly anybody out. This year we found out that, one, a lot of people on that particular street give out the full-size candy bars.
Jeez.
Like, there was at least 5 houses that did full-size.
Oh, my God.
Second, the parents of the kids going trick-or-treating know how to do it, because there was one group that had a little wagon that had a bucket with ice, some beer and White Claw in it.
Oh.
That's how you do.
You know, it's trick-or-treating. You don't have to be drinking while you're tricking and treating, man.
Wait, I know you don't have to.
That's just not. There's some things you just probably just leave alone when it comes to the booze. Trick-or-treating, I feel, is one of those.
That's just like your opinion, man.
We stopped by like 3 different neighborhoods. Actually, we went to my dad's house. We didn't actually go trick-or-treating there. We went to my near my sister's house, and there was a couple that opened the door that I'm pretty sure they were going to engage in one of those eyes wide shut-esque Fidelio sex parties.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did not give them the password, though.
No Fidelio, huh?
No, I was, again, one of those things that is probably best left not in the trick-or-treating
That'll
realm.
I'll agree with you.
Yeah. But no, Bam opened the door, and a very attractive young woman wearing a very cool-looking outfit opened it. And me and Lacey were standing there, and Bam opened the door, and I just said to myself,
Fidelio.
I said, oh, hello, and Lacey punched me.
You kind of had that coming.
Yeah, and then the lady's husband, I'm assuming, rolled up behind her, and he had on one of the plague doctor masks.
Man, that totally is Fidelio.
It was dead on. If I were to take a guess at what their costume was, it was Fidelio. It was eyes wide shut. Yeah.
Oof.
Totally.
Oof.
But they were very pleasant and gave my child a lot of candy.
And they went on to their adult theme party.
And then probably, yeah.
Fidelio. Kevin Oyer, who are some of the most underappreciated athletes ever? I feel like if you'd asked me this any other day, I have a good answer today. I'm kind of drawing a blank.
Underappreciated. I don't know, man. Everybody.
Hank Aaron.
You think he's underappreciated, really?
I don't think well,
I don't know, man.
if you meant, most people, a lot of people, they ask you, who's the greatest baseball player ever? They'll say Willie Mays. I mean, rightly, they're all rightly in discussion. Willie Mays, Babe Ruth, people probably say Barry Bonds. Even before he started taking steroids, he was in contention to be the best player ever. Like, Hank Aaron was just really, 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 really good every year. Like, every year he averaged high 30 home runs, 100 plus RBIs. I don't know how many MVP awards he won. He won. I think he won the World Series once, or he's on a World Series team once. I don't know if he's necessarily underappreciated, but it's surprising to me that he's not mentioned in the same breadth as Willie Mays and Babe Ruth. You look at his numbers, and they're amazing.
I'm going to say everybody who's ever been popped for steroids and had their record stricken or asterisked or whatever, I feel like those people, like, look, man, they're just doing what they should do to get ahead.
Well, I'll say
the
this.
boxer who put concrete in his gloves.
That
guy was messed up.
I feel like there's 2 different columns of I'll speak about baseball because that's kind of like the sport most famously and notoriously plagued by steroids in a certain period of time. You had the guys who felt like they needed to take that stuff just to keep their jobs.
Yeah.
Not that I would ever endorse that line of thought.
Sounds like you're about to, though.
No. At least I understand that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And then you have guys like Barry Bonds, who's already into contention to be one of the best, considered one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Yeah.
He didn't need that.
Yeah.
Alex Rodriguez. Guys who are already great.
Yeah.
That felt like being great wasn't enough. No, not at all.
No.
So in case of Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, players that are legends who, rightly before using steroids, probably could be claimed as some of the best ever.
So I would never endorse steroids either. However, I am very curious. Like, okay, so for example, Usain Bolt, right? Clean runner.
Yeah.
Fastest guy ever. And I think he's like as fast as, didn't he can't he run as fast as, God, what was it? I think his fastest speed ever.
It's like 20-something miles an hour.
That was almost 30.
Maybe.
It was close to 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if he juiced himself up to see just how fast an enhanced human can run.
Uh-huh.
That to me is crazy.
See, that I'd be fine with because we're talking an exhibition. This isn't
exactly.
in competition.
Yeah.
If it's him versus Cheetah, I understand that. Yes,
right?
I understand
Can
that.
an enhanced human outrun a cheetah?
Agreed.
That'd be awesome.
Totally fine. Like if it's a competition between man and robot, who can hit the baseball furthest? Sure, Barry, juice up. By all means. But if you're in there and you're already one of the best players to ever play the game, there's no reason to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely no reason to do it.
I want to see a juiced up Bolt. I mean, it's too late because he's already over his prime.
Yeah.
So that's probably not going to happen. But yeah, I want to see whoever the next fastest human is. I want to see them juice up to the gills and try to outrun Ferrari.
Like the guy in the movie, the Ford versus Ferrari movie,
No,
like the actual.
what he was driving.
Oh, the car Ferrari.
I want to see a man.
I thought you meant Mr. Ferrari.
I want to see a man run at 120 miles an hour.
I mean, you got.
When is a man going to break the speed barrier?
Never, without some sort of vehicle propelling him to do so.
Some dude.
And they probably explode. Sonic boom explosion. Guts everywhere. Philly Flexer had a guy speed in the grocery store parking lot and almost hit me today. I hate people speeding in parking lots. What is your grocery store and general public pet peeves?
Oh, dude, man, no. I'm with you completely on that. I hate when people are going fast. I love humans going really fast, but cars, no. There was that happened to me at Sunrise Mall. Me and T, we were in the car. This is a couple of years ago. I was going the correct way down an actual lane of parking lot, and this guy comes in Sunrise, so nobody's there.
Yeah.
But some other cars that were kind of blocked our vision, and this guy came screaming down, almost killed us, legitimately. I think I was in the Trailblazer, so I probably would have been okay. But he was in a truck also. Oh, that would have been bad.
I don't really care for people speeding in the parking lot because it's just not the place to do it. Which may bug me just as much is just general indecision when you're in the car.
Yeah.
Because while I don't speed in the parking lot, generally I get a bit impatient when I'm in the car.
Yeah.
And if you're just kind of sitting in the middle of traffic, trying to decide what you're going to do while people are waiting for you, that bothers me. That's a pet peeve. Indecision.
Yeah.
If you're just at the end of a line of traffic, well, where am I going to park?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just make a decision. Go park somewhere. You don't have to think about it for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Oh, irritating. Yeah, super irritating. I'm with you on that one.
Carlos Villalba lists the seeds from 1 to 8 that will come from the Eastern and Western Conference. Aren't we 5 days into the season?
Yeah, we're really...
I'll tell you, one team's not making the playoffs is the Golden State Warriors.
3 months? Steph is out.
Yeah.
3 months.
They should have sold him out the whole year. Tank.
When are the Kings going to win a goddamn game?
Trade D'Angelo Russell, get some picks for him. Tank.
Boot Luke Walton the fuck off our team.
They should have kept Dave Yeager, man.
That guy really just comes off like a scumbag anyway.
Jason Jimerson, since the next major holiday is Thanksgiving, what have you two been thankful for this year and next year? Thankful I get to do this for a living.
I'm thankful that, we have jobs where, we don't have to, answer to people except for our own shortcomings. That's all we have to answer to. That's all we have to. Our performance review is just, oh man, we didn't get as much money for Manscaped this month, or whatever.
But we don't like keep any sort of we don't have an analyst here to keep track of how much we're like. There's no projections on how much we're supposed to be getting from anything. So really, the way I look at it, since there's no projections, anything we get is great. So you're never disappointed when there's no projections to hit.
That's a good point. When your expectations are zero. I mean, look, honestly,
my expectation is paying the bills, and beyond that, everything's gravy.
I mean, my thing is when you have a hobby as a job and you're able to actually make a living off it, then you should just be happy with that.
Yeah. Kenny T, you're stranded on an island for 6 months together. Oh, God. And need to rely on each other to survive. The kicker.
The average price of a car, sorry. I'm going to ask my own Ask Stephen Larson question. You know what the average price a person pays for a car in America is?
$27,000.
Up it by $10,000.
Really?
Isn't that crazy? I got mine for $16,000. Granted, it's like a little tiny car, but
you bought it used too.
And I bought it. It's like 2 years old.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ!
I don't think I ever would pay more than $30,000 for a car.
That's like my upper limit for sure.
My car.
I was reading this story about. It was like sort of how you shouldn't be getting into 7-year car loans. Like just finance. I mean, honestly, like anytime you're in a loan more than like, because like it used to be 5-year loans were like the highest, and then they expanded to like 5.5, then 6 and 6.5. Now it's 7. And obviously, the longer you're paying a loan, the longer you're paying money. The more interest you're paying.
Yeah.
And so there was a story. It was an anecdote about this. And this lady, like, you know, she was a single mom. She was just got a new job and blah, blah, blah. She's like, I was so happy with myself, so proud of myself. I decided to treat myself. And I was like, yeah, you treat yourself with like a spa or something. She treated herself with like a $37,000 car. I'm like, lady, this is you and your son. Why don't you just get yourself a $17,000 car? Hey, people are people. I'm not judging people. I'm just like, that seems like a lot of money to pay for a car.
Anyway, Kenny T, I'll continue. So we're stranded on an island together for 6 months. We have to rely on each other to survive. The kicker is...
Isn't that a metaphor for our career?
Only one of you can bend your legs, and the only one of you can bend your arms. Which one of you loses which functionality?
I would prefer to not bend my legs if it's all the same to you. I want to bend my arms. On the other hand, I might have to just help you do stuff if you couldn't bend your arms. So maybe I won't.
Well, I mean, is it just here I can't bend? Can I move my shoulders?
I'm assuming bend your arms is bend your at the elbow.
Yeah. So shoulders is fine. And maybe just no wrist and elbow articulation is what he's saying. So I can still grab things if need be.
Larson!
I mean, that'd be difficult, but I can make it work.
Help me, feed me, and drink me.
No.
What's the equivalent for water, or for if you're drinking something? Feed me. But if it's
fluid
liquid,
me.
Fluid me. Right? Why is there no equivalent to feed me when it comes to liquids?
Maybe there is. I just don't know what it is. Well, Steve already claimed his. So
it's a dibs thing.
I guess
it's like I got dibs on blood raisin.
Man, I wish I'd seen that earlier because I would have called dibs. I'll get my car service.
Was the other guy named Womb or Womb Face?
Nah, Blood Raisin's the star of that group of characters. Trey Saunders, what music genre are you now growing on, and what genre can you not really mess with? Don't mess with country post like early 90s.
Yeah, so that's like the genre that I have slowly, and this has spanned over probably the last decade. I've gotten into Waylon Jennings, outlaw country.
Yeah.
You know,
like Dolly Parton's great.
Oh, she's always
Willie Nelson's great.
Willie Nelson's terrific.
That stuff's all good. But anything like when country went kind of pop.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks type stuff.
Yeah. Even Garth Brooks, I sort of get. But like Toby Keith, for example, can go kick rocks. Mm-hmm. He's the pits.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you on that one. But that's a genre that I used to be totally anti, and then like slowly but surely.
Oh, okay.
I've gotten into.
See, my dad listened to some Willie Nelson growing up, so I was kind of familiar with his oeuvre.
Yeah. Is there any genre as of late that you have been growing into?
I can't really think of anything. I'm pretty open-minded as far as my music.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing I don't really listen to is pop country. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'll give anything else a chance.
Sometimes, so like there's country music video. There's a country music video station on satellite TV.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called. Every once in a while, I'll pop it on just to see because it is a culture that kind of half interests me, and so I'll check it out. None of it, I'm not a fan of any of it necessarily. Nonetheless, I still like to check it out just to see what's going on.
It's a window into a different world.
It is. No, It totally is, and I appreciate that,
I've always been of the belief that any musical act, whether they write their own music or not, has one really good song in them.
Yeah, sure.
Whether they actually get to the point where they ever get around to recording said song is something else entirely. But I think every musical act, big or small, has one really good song in them, regardless of genre.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I'm open-minded. I like hearing good music, whether it's pop music or rock or hip-hop or classical, whatever.
Yeah.
Jazz, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny because I don't even know what good, so back obviously when we were teenagers and in college and stuff, and going back way further than that too, rock music in general, guitar rock.
Yeah.
Would hit the charts. Does that even happen anymore?
Not very often.
What the hell is even on the charts? I mean, I think it's hip hop heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hip hop and pop heavy.
And pop heavy, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That rock doesn't really what the hell is rock music? What the hell is guitar rock these days?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it that I've heard is pretty relatively uninspired anyway.
I was listening to, or I was trying to check out and dig up, sort of to see if anybody was doing sort of throwback to grunge type music, see if people were directly inspired by grunge and trying to recreate that. And there's all sorts of bands out there doing that. None of them are particularly good though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if I listen to prime grunge, I'll put on some Mudhoney,
Yeah, nobody's really ever advanced that. Unfortunately, grunge advanced into Nickelback.
Not really something to be proud of.
No, not at all. Next, J. Sean Lawrence, worst horror movie sequel.
Most of them. Everything after Exorcist 1 is supposed to be pretty bad.
Okay, so we know that most of them are bad. Is there any that's off the charts bad? I'll say this.
Troll 2.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie though. It's terrible, but it's fun.
Did you know the worst legally the worst legal movie sequel has to be the sequel to Easy Rider.
Oh yeah.
Well, there was a rich guy who bought the rights to
the
sequel.
Yeah.
Because evidently they were relatively affordable.
Peter Fonda and Dennis Hopper didn't really prize it that much, huh?
No, but I think Jeff Fahey was in it.
Oh, okay. I remember that. Yeah. All right. I remember that.
I think it was supposed to be a prequel or something.
Yeah. Do you play the Jack Nicholson character?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I saw the trailer not that long ago because it always tickled my fancy that somebody did that.
Yeah. Thayer Thabata, if you could have your parents agree to play one video game from start to finish to show why you like video games, what game would it be? It can't be a game that you've played before, any wrestling games, because y'all insist on no wrestling for these. For me, it might be Assassin's Creed 2. So wait, I have to have my parents play a game to show why I like video games, but it can't actually be a game I've played? Oh, they've played. Sorry. Oh, it'll be Portal 2. Portal 2.
From us to show why you like
they've
video
played.
games.
I misread that. I think you said that we've played.
What game would it
Portal
be?
2, 100%.
So if it's only them allowed to play it, I'm not allowed to, maybe Portal, the first one, because it's a good single player. Portal 2 is a blast, double co-op also. But
yeah, my parents play it together.
If it's okay.
that alone would be fascinating.
That would act. No, that's actually a good one. So my dad introduced me to Pong back in the day. Mm-hmm. He had a Pong set, so we would play that. Yeah, that's a really good answer. Portal's a really good answer. I would go with the first one simply because it's a fairly short game.
It is.
It's shorter than
a
Portal
couple
2.
hours.
Yeah.
J. Sean Lawrence is a great question. Favorite Wu-Tang member?
ODB.
If you'd have asked me this 15, 20 years ago, it'd be easy. Method Man. Mm-hmm. As I've grown more familiar with the Wu-Tang Clan's oeuvre, both in terms of their group efforts as well as their solo efforts. Wow, that's tougher. Might be Raekwon.
Okay.
Might be Raekwon.
Right on. I'm not too familiar. I just know about ODB.
Yeah, it might be Raekwon. Although, Liquid Swords is a really good album. Jizza, that's a really good album. Yeah, I'll say Raekwon.
All right, next.
He's a really good storyteller. Highly recommend Only Built for Cuban Links, Steve. Both 1 and 2. Really good storyteller. Jay Sean Lawrence again. Hey, Larson, do you have a favorite Kodiak cake flavor? Yeah, basic. I add my own flavor to it. You get this buttermilk?
Yeah.
You toss in some fruit. Delicious. Vanilla, cinnamon, blueberries, and if you want to sweeten it without having to put syrup on it, which I prefer, toss banana in there too.
Put some good old syrup in it too.
Fantastic.
Don't even need any syrup. You do.
Don't even need it.
That is
plenty
dry.
moist. No, it's not actually.
That is super
banana
dry.
keeps it super moist.
Nah, man.
The glorious Broken Sound Wave favorite cartoon. Animal Olympics is a feature-length movie with animals and competing in Olympic sports with an all-star voice cast. It's great.
Wait, is that
and the animation is really
cartoon or live action?
It's animated film.
Oh, okay, that sounds like it'd be fascinating.
It's great. I don't know if you can even find it these days. Like Billy Crystal and Gilda Radner do voices for it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like it's a who's who from 80s stars. I don't know if his name James Coco.
So
isn't it?
There was a really cool. So MTV had this. They had this. God, I hope has this been doing this? I hope it's not doing that. Whatever, I don't care.
Oh, the Echo.
Liquid Television on MTV was a terrific anthology, and they had this really cool. It was like this short animation. Where is it? Is it this?
Running Man.
Hold on a second. I want to see. I think it's this.
Like the movie?
Yes. Okay, so I don't know what this is from. I saw it on Liquid Television, but it's sort of an anime cartoon, and it's called The Running Man Neo Tokyo. And I don't know what the origin is, but if you just if you just Google The Running Man Neo Tokyo, it's about a race, and this guy ends up dying or something because he's going so fast. Again, getting back to man going too fast for his own good, which is a great way to cap this episode. But it was just the perfect little piece of animation. Beyond that, either like Akira or Ghost in the Shell. I'm not like a huge anime guy because generally I find the performances obnoxious. But I do like me some Akira.
Timothy Lemieux, if you had to kill your future self like in Looper, could you? And if you were the future version, could you find a way to stay alive?
Oh, no, because I'm not coordinated. But also because it's past me killing me, I'm not coordinated either.
No.
So, but I think it'd be easier to kill somebody than it would be to get away from that. Like I have a shotgun because that's what they use.
Like I would know my own weakness when I was that age, so I'd be like, I could take advantage of that. I mean, they don't exactly know what that weakness is, but I do because I'm past that point in my life.
Yeah, but I'd also be like, well, I don't know. Past me has a shotgun. I don't have many weaknesses. Like it's a shotgun.
If I throw like a vial of germs at my past self.
I mean, if I have like a bucket of snakes, then maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Throw a pineapple at that.
Yeah, there you go. So if you had to kill your future self, so like the scenario in Looper obviously is this it's a terrific movie.
It's a good movie.
I've freaking seen it so many times. So you live out a life of luxury, and then one day to close your loop, you end up killing yourself. You from the future is sent back in the past. You shoot, and when they send them back, they have a hood over their heads, so you couldn't see who you're killing. They show up, and you kill them, and then you go, and they have like gold bullion attached to their bodies. And if it's like a special kind of gold bullion, or like a platinum one or something like that, then you know that was you, and you've closed your loop. Then you're gonna go out your life, and then the same thing's gonna happen to you. I have a hard time killing flies. I don't like killing in general. So I would have a very hard time being a looper guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that myself.
Yeah. Terrific movie.
It's a good movie, though.
That one bit where that dude's running and he's like falling apart because they're torturing him.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
that was good.
Great.
Oh, that was really good. Jay Sean Lawrence, who's on your Mount Rushmore of presidents? Obama.
Yeah, I'd definitely put Obama on there. I mean, you probably want to put Lincoln on there. I mean, there were people who came after Lincoln that were like that were really fucked up, but he was actually pretty, like the fact that this country did not rip itself apart is actually, that's pretty decent of him. So I'd put Obama, I'd put Lincoln. Oh, FDR easily. I put FDR in there.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
New Deal was some good stuff.
Yeah. I really do wonder if he would have dropped the bomb.
Yeah, I don't know.
So those three would be on there. And then probably Teddy Roosevelt, who's also on the actual Mount Rushmore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you can maybe say Kennedy.
I think his legacy is more just the aura about him rather than.
Yeah, like
I can't really.
Didn't technically like LBJ do more for civil rights than Kennedy?
Mm-hmm. He's LBJ is the one who actually signed the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the that got in motion while JFK was still in office.
I mean, Jimmy Carter's done a lot of great stuff after like since then, and even continue to this day, even though he's like 90,000 years old. Man. Who would be on yours?
I can't really argue with that.
Yeah. I mean, the great thing about Teddy Roosevelt is that he was made vice president to silence him. He was such an anti corporation, pro splitting up big business that they made him that they put him in the vice presidency because the president that he was serving under, McKinley, was such a corrupt piece of shit, and he was so pro all those, big oil, all that stuff, and that he would never have broken up those companies. Then he got murdered by a freaking anarchist, and then
Teddy's president.
Roosevelt's president, and he was like, bullet, time to go bust everybody up. Fun fact about Roosevelt too, one of his speeches is actually available to listen to in audio format. And he's got kind of a wimpy voice. Yeah, you wouldn't expect that from a
guy whose catchphrase was "bully"
in the Rough Riders. Yeah.
Trey Saunders, what's your favorite season? What's your least favorite? Least favorite's winter. Too much wind. Hate the wind.
You think that there's more wind in the winter than there is fall? I feel like right now there's more wind.
No, when it's especially here in Sacramento when inclement weather season hits, rain. Usually coming by the wind, January.
So what's your favorite? Spring?
Might be fall.
Really? Right now? Really?
Yeah, today was great. I dropped my car off to get the oil change. Took about an hour. Took a nice walk. It was lovely.
But like low 70s. 2 days ago, it was like super windy.
But today it's beautiful.
I'm going to say my favorite season is the summertime. You got the 4th of July. You got barbecues. You got people walking around with not a lot of clothes on.
Oh dear.
I think it's so much fun. Yeah, can it get pretty hot here in the summertime? Sure, but that's okay.
That's when my power bill is the highest.
Yeah, that's true too. So I'm going to say summertime is my favorite, just because you got it doesn't get dark till later. Get more time in your day. Once wintertime comes around, you get out of here like 5. And it's already outside. Pitch dark.
Yeah, that's bogus, man.
Not into that, but winter is probably a close second, to be honest with you, simply because you got the Christmas in there, you got the Thanksgiving, you got New Year's. It's like a new, clean slate.
New Year is always very anticlimactic.
Walking around, you see all sorts of, well, it is what you make it. You got all sorts of great Christmas lights around. It's terrific. So I'm going to say summer, but then close is winter. Like spring and fall, what are those even? Just sort of indecisive, transitional. Seasons. Don't like it.
Minion TM69, Big Trouble in Little China or Escape from New York?
That's like a big. That's a hard decision for you.
No, it's not. It's easy.
Oh, really? I thought you were a fan of both those movies.
Well, Escape from New York's fine, but man, give me Jack Burton.
Oh yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah. Love that movie. That was a delight.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I was never a huge Snake Plissken guy.
No, Jack Burton, way better.
Yeah.
Trey Saunders, if you were a sandwich, any sandwich, what would you be?
Would I actually be? There was a sandwich at Beach Hut called like, I don't know, the pig or something like that. It was great. It was like cream cheese and ham and cheese, and I'm just like everything that I like. I feel like I'd be a little bit of cream cheese.
Likewise, there's a sandwich at Beach Hut that's like all vegetables and sprouts and stuff. That's probably what I would be. Wheat bread.
Yeah, but you're also kind of like...
And then you put like some pastrami, some other salty cured meat on there.
Salty and like tough to digest, tough to like get through.
Yeah.
Like you have to really chew into it.
You have to be dedicated.
Yeah.
You have to really just like the flavor of it. If not, it's not worth your effort.
AJ, thoughts on the Twilight Zone? And if you do like it, what's your favorite episode?
What's that one where all the people have the weird like faces, like the masks on?
That's like every episode. I know what you're talking about. They have like the pig people masks.
Kind of, yeah. That was creepy.
There's like the one pretty person, and she's so like horrified that she's pretty because everybody else is ugly, and that's like normal. Yeah. I like the Twilight Zone, but I like Twilight Zone more in theory than I ever actually did the show, because the show's kind of hokey. I like the one where Burgess Meredith lost his glasses, or no, it was the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And all these books, but then his glasses broke.
Yeah, remember that one too.
Sucker.
AJ again says, "I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, even though I live in New York. They've been playing very good this season. Do you think they have a chance to steal the 8th seed of the playoffs? I don't know. The West is still really deep. Oh, the Kings suck. Warriors are garbage."
Yeah, I think that the
Suns are stocked with young talent.
The Suns are in the Pacific Division. They are in the Pacific Division, aren't they?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I think.
so.
Are they?
I don't know. I believe so.
Are they? Let's find out. NBA. Western Conference. I want the divisions, goddammit. Whatever, they're not here. Anyways, yeah, I think they'll be fine. Anyways, that's it for Ask Stephen Larson. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, talk later.
Goodbye.